Hello there. In this video we're going to be looking at ways to use metal leafing to create beautiful surfaces on your wax and encaustic pieces. So you can see I'm breaking out the good stuff today. This is some beautiful gold leafing that I bought at Zecchi art supply store in Florence, Italy. You can see there how lightweight the metal leafing is. Today we're going to be using gold leafing, but you could be using silver or copper. They've got iridescent leafings that you can use. So again, it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. So I've got a matte board surface here that's got about 4 or 5 layers of encaustic medium on it. And of course it's cool. And I'm applying painter's tape to kind of section off or kind of creating my own kind of stenciled shape, this rectangular shape where I'm going to be applying some of the gold leaf. One of the things to keep in mind with leafing is that this is going to be your final layer. You're not going to be putting wax over the top of this. So you need to make sure that you really get a strong connection, a strong bond, really rub that leafing into the surface of the wax. So you can see here that I wasn't pressing very hard, so big clumps pulled out of the metal leaf, and not to worry, because you can just pull off some of the scraps or little overhangs from the edges and tear it off and fill in those spaces. It's kind of fun to use your metal leafing often on a colored surface of wax and to leave some intentional cracks or spaces showing so that you see the color of the wax coming through. I wanted a fairly consistent leafing shape here because I was going to be drizzling some other mediums over the top. So I want to get a really strong, solid, rectangular shape here. So now I'm first of all just using a little bit of pressure and the warmth of my finger to get that initial leafing rubbed into the surface and create a first kind of bond securing the shape. And then what I want to be doing is use this burnishing tool to apply more pressure, heat. I've got the metal against the leafing, rubbing that very securely into the wax. So again, it's creating some warmth, some friction. And the final layer, just to give it a nice shine, I go back to rubbing it with my fingers to get a really solid, secure bond between that leafing and the wax, which is really the most important thing. Then you can just use either a soft paintbrush or your fingers to get the rest of the little scraps off your encaustic piece. Here I'm removing the tape. You can see I get a pretty nicely defined edge. It's got a bit of imperfections in it, which I like. If I wanted to make it really crisp, I might use an X-Acto knife to redefine those edges. But for the purposes that I wanted for this piece, this will work just nicely. And then of course I could drizzle wax over it or other things, but this gives me a nice strong bond. So I hope this gives you some ideas of using leafing, and happy creating.